Hey internet, how's it going? Dragon Ball Super is just like the manga. Really fucking enjoyable, and also it made me realize, or at least this specific episode, it actually made me realize why Dragon Ball Z is as popular as it is, and I will talk about that once I get past the story. And if you read the Dragon Ball Super manga, you pretty much know full well what this story is, with a little bit of add-ons in there, meaning that going from Goku with Goku's out with his job, being a farmer, doing his normal shit, and then that's when like Goten comes up, gives him a meal, he trains. They don't necessarily put a lot of emphasis upon the training as much as they did in the manga, or at least from that first chapter in which I read. I didn't read any other chapters, and if there are, I didn't. If there are any other chapters, I haven't read them. But for this part, I am going to be talking about like the comparisons to the first chapter, and the differences sort of come pretty early when they do a flashback upon what Goten was doing with Trunks, trying to find a wedding gift for Videl. And it went from them trying to find jewelry to just saying, fuck it, we're going to go and get cosmetics. But since actual cosmetics are expensive as fuck, they went on to overhear an old man talking about hot spring water, and then these two just decided, yeah, we're going to get her a jug of water for her face because we're kids and we don't know all that better. But doing that, it went back to a classic Dragon Ball moment of when they're just minding their own business and then they get attacked by a giant fucking snake who I believe was actually protecting that river. I'm not necessarily sure, but from how it looks, it seems as though it wasn't there for food because it didn't want them taking the water. But either way, it goes on from that to they both beat the living shit out of it, and then they take the water back over to Videl, who on offbeat chance was actually really happy about them, like bringing them. Although it's like that they did something so simple, but yet it was so thoughtful of them to actually get them a wedding gift, even though it was just a bottle of water, a cosmetic for her face. Also, it's actually a pretty cool thing to actually put a little bit more emphasis upon Gohan and Videl's relationship, of saying that Videl, because she does have the money, she buys Gohan a lot of shit. But also Gohan, he really does want to take care of her. He does want to take care of Videl, and he does want to, he does want to actually act like the normal husbands are, who actually buy their women a lot of things and sort of make them happy and shit. But for what Gohan doesn't necessarily realize is that, teaching a girl how man to fly compared to, actual like money and bills and shit, it's like, she's looking pretty good. You don't got too much to worry about, Gohan, But, they had that even goes into like the Hercule like fucking with Majin Buu thing, lying to everybody about like that was his disciple when actually he owes him fucking food. Because he promised him food and was trying to just savor his hunger until like the fucking reporters left. And Hercule's doing like his normal thing of saying like, yeah, because of me, the galaxy isn't coming to fuck with Earth. It's because of me that these motherfuckers that they can't fuck with me, because my name is Mr. Satan, Hercule Satan. They can't fuck with Hercule Satan. Shit like that. And also, up in a belated meanwhile, Barris is doing that shit that he was doing again, where he was just fucking blowing up planets because he doesn't like the food in which that they serve. Well, he likes the sweet and salty shit, or it's like he likes the salty food, but he doesn't like how greasy it is. And with the tap of his finger, he blows the ass off of a planet, and then just goes on to say, yeah, I can't have a planet that has like greasy food actually exist. Like it's a fucking Burger King. I'm like, what kind of shit is that to be like, well, now I had to blow up, man, the Burger King, or at least like half of it. They know that they can't have all that grease man up on their burgers. Like, god damn it, Barris. He's just wandering around the galaxy sampling food, man, like a fucking like an overzealous critic, just blowing up fucking businesses and planets, man, just because he doesn't like a specific type of quality. Like, that's some tough ass shit. But either way, cutting back to Goku and Goten, we have that infamous scene of Hercule trying to give them the money and so on and so forth, and Goku refusing until, until the word training comes up, and Chi-Chi will actually let him train. So Goku accepts, gives it to Chi-Chi, and then gets his ability to go on off and go ahead and train with King Kai, just like those old days. Funny thing is, though, is that Master Roshi showed up shortly after that asking for a handout so he can buy some more DVDs. I'm like, how come he doesn't have the fucking internet? Which is weird, because if you own your own fucking island, how the hell, man, do you not have enough money for a goddamn, fucking internet? It's pretty simple shit. But then again, he does have basic cable, so he is a basic-ass grandma, he is a basic-ass grandpa bitch, so that is him. But either way, the ending of this actually sort of made me realize why they like Dragon Ball Z as much as they have. Going from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to GT, even though that's non-canon, even the abridged series. And it's one little simple thing, and it was, if you watch the ending, you can, because the overview is of Goku walking as when he was 12, to when he was 16, to when he was 26, and from then on. And you look at it, and it's like Dragon Ball Z is the very first series in which that it started off with a young character being around the age of 12 to 13, and then they slowly grew from being a kid to a teenager to an adult. And even though his teenage years, they weren't necessarily really shined upon all that much, his adult years was something in which that this series can still be interesting. It can still be fun, and it can still capture you the way how it did when you first saw Dragon Ball. Even if it doesn't have the same type of story, the same type of fights, the same type of build up of having Goku lose his fights and then gain way more strength because he has to overcome the odds. Even though they don't do that as much, at the same time, Dragon Ball Z is is the first anime to sort of, or at least, or pretty much at least to my knowledge, that has stood the test of time and broke down the simplistic barrier of a character can only be from 12. Then once they reach their teenage years, and then once they beat their villains, their stories are over. Goku's story is still fucking going on, even though he does have kids. Even in the non-canon series, his story is still being told as strongly as it is now. And that's something that is a bit sad when you look at plenty of other animes which have been running as long as Dragon Ball Z has, but yet then they just cut off the series because they can't think of anything else to necessarily do for their characters to keep them alive and keep them necessarily walking strong. I know that man was a bit of a tangent. I do apologize for that, but yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I really would like to hear what everybody thinks of Dragon Ball Super, so please tell me down there in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next Jongravesshow. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.